Hello once again to my channel, and today I want to talk about how to get started in the hobby, why you get started. I've been asked a couple of questions on my channel, and the first one was, why did I get started in the hobby? Well, I went into Games Workshop many years ago, and saw some figures, thought they were amazing, and progressed from making little airfix, planes and things like that, and started painting miniatures. Really liked what I saw, and I've been doing it ever since. So that's basically how I got into the hobby. I didn't really play the games at all, but that was how I got into this. What also I wanted to talk about was what you need to set up. Now, I've heard all sorts of people talking recently about what they've been told they need, and what game shops and that have actually sold them. Well, people have gone into different game shops, and they've come away after spending £200, £300, maybe even £400 on equipment that they probably don't need and don't actually want. The first thing you can do, if you want to start this hobby, is walk into your game store, see some miniatures you like the look of. If you want to play the game, the best way to do it is to get the box sets. For instance, in 40k, get the Dark Vengeance box set. You get 2 complete armies in that. You get the set of rules, and you're good to go. You can start with that. With fantasy, there's the Island of Blood box set, and with Lord of the Rings, it's now called The Hobbit. You get 2 massive amounts of figures in all these box sets. You also get a miniature rulebook, which is all you need to play the game. So you pick your box of miniatures up. For instance, say you wanted to paint some Dark Eldar Hellions, like the ones I've got here. So you pick your miniatures up, so you take them. That's all you need, really, just to start painting figures. Now, to get those figures off the sprues, you're going to need some cutters, sprue cutters. You're going to need some of those. You're also going to need a hobby knife of some description. If you can get a pin drill, get one of those. One that comes with different sized drill bits would be excellent if you can get hold of it. You're also going to need glue. Now, I use plastic glue for the plastic miniatures, but you'll also need some sort of super glue as well. Then the next thing you're going to need is some brushes. Now, if you're first starting out on this hobby, I would suggest that you start cheap, and you can buy a set of these Pro Art miniature painting brushes from art shops. Some hobby centres sell them. There are other brands, of course. There's the Army Painter brushes. You can buy a set of those, and they work out roughly about the same price. These ones go from 10-0 up to number 1, which is the set that I picked up. Excuse me. And they're good brushes. They're okay for starting out with. I've outgrown these brushes now, and as my budget's got bigger, and my painting's improved, I've moved on to these ones, which is the Winsor Newton Series 7 brushes. They come in little tubes. Obviously, they're a lot more expensive, but if you look after these brushes, they'll last you a lifetime, and they are like the Rolls-Royce of brushes at the moment. They are superb. The other thing that you're going to need is your paints. Now there's all different sorts of paints you can buy. There's Citadel, there's P3, there's Vallejo, there's Reaper paints, there's Army Painter paints. There's a vast array of paints that you can use. I use acrylic paints and I use Citadel. When I first started out, I bought a box set from Games Workshop, which came with the basics. It came with a white, a black, a red, a blue, a green, a yellow, and I think that was a metallic. It came with a silver one as well. So those, you can get a box set of those, or you can buy them individually, going to the brand that you like. So 6 pots of paint is basically all you'll need as well. There are other things that you may need. You'll need some primer. Now there's all sorts of different primers. I've talked about these before, but there's the Imperial primer from Games Workshop, the brush on primer, very good product. There's also the Vallejo surface primer, which is great because I can use that in my airbrush. There's also it's not really a primer, but it is Chaos Black Citadel spray paint, which you can use as a primer, acts in exactly the same way. That also comes in white. I very rarely use it now, and don't spray that indoors, guys. Please don't spray that indoors. So that is basically all you'll need. So instead of spending £400 on a mega paint set with every colour under the sun, when you're first starting out, that is all you will need. So you'll need a set of miniatures, which will be around £20. You'll need 5 brushes, varying sizes. These ones cost me £10. Super glue, you can pick up lots of that in a pound store for £1, or a dollar store, I think they call it in America. A couple of quid for the plastic glue, and then you've got your tools, your hobby knife. Go to the pound stores, go to the discount stores to pick your hobby knives up. You can pick a set of these up with various different types of blades for about £2 or £3. Same with your snippers, your sprue cutters. You can go to Games Workshop and you can spend £8 or £9 on sprue cutters from a Games Workshop store or a hobby store. Go to a pound shop and get exactly the same thing for £2. So in all, to actually start this hobby, it's going to cost you in the region of £20, £30 with the brushes, £40 with your tools, £45 with your glue, and then your paints on top of that, depending on what colours you're going to use, and your primer, of course. So all in all, £50 will get you started in the hobby. I hope that was useful, guys. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you think would be a good way of starting. Should you go out? Should you go and buy these big sets of paints when you first start? I mean, I know they're lovely to have every colour under the sun, but do people really need it in this climate? You know, are there other options out there for people? Mixing palettes as well. I use some mixing palettes because someone bought them for me, but I used to use paper plates. Work very well. Work just as good as anything else. And water pots, I use empty yogurt pots. The kids are always eating yogurts and taking them to school for their packed lunches or whatever. and I just use the pots. Why not? It's free. You don't. It's rubbish that you're going to throw away in the end. So why not use it? Use it for your hobby. It's a way of saving yourself a couple of quid here, and the more money you save, let's face it, you can go and buy more models, and that's what this hobby is all about, getting more models. So hope you all enjoyed that, guys. I hope that's been useful, and please give us your comments, and please remember to if you liked it, rate, comment and subscribe. Thanks very much, guys. Bye bye.